Ricardo, you are moving up to featherweight for this fight. I know you fought at featherweight before in the past, but why do you just decide to, make the move now?
Yeah, I decided to go up because I was not feeling healthy anymore on 135, and I'm a big guy for 135. Walk around like 170 when I don't have a fight coming up. So I'm big for 135 and for 145 too. So I think I was trying to be smart, and I yeah, for sure that's the best thing that I choose for my career and for my health first.
You're still young. You're only 24 years old. A lot of people probably think that you're not 24 because you've been fighting in the UFC for a while now,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah,
still growing. Do you feel your body's still getting bigger and bigger?
yeah. After I made 22, I started feeling that I was like my muscle was different, my body was getting different, So I started having problems to make my way to make 135, and I started realize if that was really my weight division. But what made me still making 135 was making what 135 was like my goal. I really wish to be the 135 champion, but I cannot, make that. So first, I thought about my healthy. That's most important in my life. It's my healthy, and then I can be the champion on 145 too, and then I can go to 170 and whatever. But for now, I think that's the best move that I could do.
In your last fight against Journey Newson, you won the fight by decision. It was a dominant
Yeah.
fight, but did you feel your body kind of breaking down as the fight went?
Yeah. Yeah, what I feel like every fight that I did on 135, I was not in my best shape because I was always like feeling tired, feeling that I was not 100%. On the fight with Said Nurmagomedov, I had like a really problem situation to after weightings I started like throw up, and it's not an excuse to say what happened on this fight, but I was not 100% healthy for this fight. So what I did, I changed my diet, I changed everything, and I decided to do one more 135 boat. And I felt good on the fight. I felt really good. But after the fight, I start the same reaction happened with me. Like I start throw up, and after this, I say no more 135. I don't need that anymore. So I'm gonna go up and make 145 easier, and for sure that will be better for my life, my career, because I can have like a longer career. So yeah, that's the best for me.
Yeah, you gotta listen to your body. Some fighters,
Yeah,
they're very stubborn and they don't listen and they just keep cutting
yeah,
and cutting,
exactly.
and then, like you said, the career, it doesn't last long. It
Yeah,
gets short. So I'm glad you're making
yeah,
the move.
yeah.
Your
That's
health
crazy
is,
because
yeah,
sometimes like you say that I'm young. I still young, 24 4 years old, but my mind doesn't say that. It's always saying, "Oh, you gotta be the champ. You gotta you gotta keep running." And I just try to calm down, and say, "Hey, man, stop, calm down. You're still young. You have to trust what people say." My coaches say, "Oh, you're young. You don't need to care about. You can make better on 145." And that's what I did. I trust in my team, in my coaches, and we did the improvements that we should do for 145. And now I'm feeling so much better on my training, so much better. Like now, probably I was like really bad on training because I was in a straight diet, but now I'm eating healthy, and I have like a good diet, just like my trainings can say how I'm better right now because I feel so good on every train that I did.
Before we get into your training camp, I wanted to talk about, the opponent that you were supposed to fight. You were supposed to fight
Yeah,
Sergio Pettis last time. He pulled out,
yeah.
and now he's signed to Bellator. What do you think about
Uh-huh.
that?
Man, like uh, I think he fought after
Mm,
before he goes to Bellator, right?
mm.
And I don't know, it happens sometimes with some fighters, but I feel that I would love to fight him. That was a nice fight for me, like for my for my career, and I'm 100% confident that I could beat him. But what matters is what the situation that I have right now. So Paris will be on the past, and now I gotta focus on the next goals. The next fighters that are gonna fight. Like 145 is my goal right now. So I always gonna think about 145 right now. Yeah.
I saw that you signed with Paradigm Sports Management. How long ago was
Yeah.
that?
It's about a year. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
it's a year. I'm not sure, but I think it's 1 year that we I assigned it with Paradigm, and one of the best things that I did on my career too, because like they really take care of my my career, and I feel so good with them. It's a really good relationship.
Yeah, it's I think it makes a huge difference when you do have a good
Yeah,
management team behind you, you know,
exactly.
doing things for you that normally you have to take care of yourself and you don't have to worry about that. You just go train,
Yeah,
fight, win.
exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel that before I was always afraid, always like, oh, I have to get a fight. When I get a fight, I never know what's going on, what's going to happen. And now they have like they just talk to me. They say, oh, you're gonna fight maybe in November, maybe in February, and they make me like know what's the next step. So it's much more comfortable to understand how is your next step, how you're gonna get in the next stage. So that's the best thing about have someone really good to take care of your career.
Definitely. Now, you were talking to me from California. Last time I
Yeah.
was talking to you, you were in Florida. You always
Florida, yeah.
start your camp in Brazil. Did you start your camp in Brazil this time also?
Yeah. I started in Brazil, and yeah, I was training in my hometown, and then I decided to come back for California. In Team of Mayo, I was in Florida. I was trying to get some. I was making some decisions about my life, and definitely I know that my place is I have to train in USA. Like I have a really good training in Brazil, but here is the MMA place. Here is where everything is happening. So I I was like trying to find my way because I left my team in Brazil, the team that I started training MMA, and I leave the team, and now I'm in a different stage of my life. Now I have like more sport in my back, to become the champion. That's what I want to be, and now I feel that I'm in the right place for sure.
So right now you go back and forth. So you have your team in
Yeah,
Brazil, you train there, you
yeah,
live in Brazil,
yeah.
but then when you have to go to, switch your camp up, you go to the States. Are you gonna just mainly focus at Team Alpha Male, or are you gonna bounce around to different camps?
Now,
What have you
yeah,
decided on, like where?
yeah. Like we cannot do that because uh, you have to choose a team. But what happens is like California, to keep a life in California is too expensive for me because I have my life in Brazil and I'm not rich yet, but I will be. But California life is very expensive. So after my loss to Said, I had to decide a cheapest way to make my training camp, and I decided to go to Miami because I have some friends that they live right there, and that was like cheaper for me. But you never have to choose like the cheapest way to be the champ. You know, you have to invest in yourself. But when you don't have like any other choose for you, you have to choose the the closest one, and that was the closest one for me, and that was a really good experience to training in Florida, and I learned a lot of stuff right there. But I decided to come back to Team Family because I know that's the place that I really have to stay. You know, I like the life right here. I like everything right here, and yeah, when I come back to Brazil, I will keep training with my team, and when I have a training camp, I just go back to California. Come back
Yeah,
to California.
I also talked with Vicente Luque, and he does the same thing. He has his team
Yeah,
in Brazil, and then when
yeah,
the rest of his camp, he'll go to Florida and finish it off, or sometimes
yeah,
he'll just stay in Brazil. It all depends on the location of the fight, but it seems to be
exactly.
working, and it's working for you too, man. So got to keep
Yeah,
going with the best option.
yeah, for sure. Like every time I come to US, a lot of fans they ask me, "Hey, why you don't live in USA? Where you prefer to live in Brazil or USA?" They start talking about economy, and I say, "Bro, it's my country. I love Brazil, and I will, always live right there because I'm very, happy with my country. I love this place, that place, But I love her too because that USA is the place that gave me a lot of opportunities and still giving me a lot of good things. So I think I can still doing that, like going back and forth, and it works for me, and I think it's pretty good. I don't need to just move it out down here
Yeah.
and stay for all my life. I don't need that.
Yeah, you gotta make your choices. It's your life. You
Yeah,
live your
exactly.
best life. Now,
Yeah, sure.
your camp, your training, Team Alpha Male. I know you have your own coaches, but I know that there's
Uh
so
huh.
many talented fighters at Team Alpha Male.
So
135,
many, bro.
145, 155. Who are you
Yeah.
working with closely for this fight?
Like today was a sparring day, and I did spar with Coach Garbrandt. I did spar with uh, oh a lot of good names. I just can't remember. But Coach Garbrandt, I did spar with Kaleo, Alex Munoz. He just got a contract with UFC, and he's gonna be my partner. I'm
Mhm.
working with Michael Malak. Uriah is always here. We have like Clay Guida, Danny Castillo, Andre Fili, man, a bunch of UFC fighters, a bunch of legends. So it's pretty good to have all these guys on my back supporting me and teaching me, I feel that's the best I could have in a training camp, So many good fighters always supporting you on the training, and people that they really know what they are talking about. So that's really good.
We talked about Uriah last time we spoke, and now
Yeah,
Uriah's in training camp getting ready to fight
exactly.
Peter Yan. With you, you're in training camp. How is the atmosphere having Uriah not just as the coach, but actually as a fighter again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I always talk to my training partners. Like I was talking with Teru, he's a UFC fighter too, and I was talking for him today. Like, hey, bro, you know what? Uriah, he's 40 years old, and I had no before today. I had no idea that he was 40 years old. I thought he was younger, and I said, man, he's 40 years old. He have a lot of experience to teach us. So every time he start talking, I just stop everything that I'm doing and start watching him. Because uh, he has been on this game for a long time, and he grow the MMA. You know, he helps to grow MMA, and he's a legend. I have to listen when he talks. I have to be quiet when he's talking. You know, and everything that he talked to me, I bring like I really bring to myself. You know, and try to do what he say to me. You know.
Let's talk about your upcoming opponent at
Yeah.
UFC Sao Paulo, Eduardo Garigorri. He's an
Yeah,
undefeated
Garigorri.
fighter. You know,
Yeah.
watching him, watching his fights, what do you think about him and the style that he brings?
Yeah, he's a good Muay Thai striking. He got some he got 6 submissions, and his jiu-jitsu looks good. But like we always talk about skills like technique. Oh, he's better on striking or jiu-jitsu. Uh, for me right now, I just focus it on my evolve, you know, and try to always do my best in wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, MMA. You know, it's MMA game, so I always think about my opponent. Like he's not a good Muay Thai guy. He's not a good wrestler or whatever. He's an MMA fighter. He's complete, you know, and I gonna fight against his skills, you know, against his technique, and make my technique better, you know, on the fight. So I watched a couple of his fights, and he looks a good striker. I could not find so many fights of him, but the fights that I watched, I saw that he fought with a couple guys that they are not in the high level. So it doesn't matter, but because we're gonna be fighting each other on November 16th, and that's still being a fight. So I bring this fight like it's the title for the title belt. You know, every fight for me it's like the title belt fight, and I am the champion, so I'm gonna be there to defend my belt, you know, and that's how it works for me, you know, and yeah, I will be really ready for this one on stand up, on the ground, on whatever, you know.
When you go into a fight, some
Yeah,
fighters they have a big game plan that they got ready for their opponent. Some other fighters,
yeah,
they are just waiting for their opportunity. They're ready for everything, like you said, preparing every
yeah.
aspect of the game. Like for you, what is mostly your plan during the fight? Are you more of the game plan type of fighter, or are you the fighter that goes in there and kind of adapts and changes and then finds the openings?
Yeah, I'm this kind of guy. I adapted for every fight. But I always, because you know, like some fights you watch a bunch of videos of the guy and you expect that he will be there and do all that you watch it, you know, and this really works. But sometimes the guy he just do, you know, everything different. So if you are not the kind of guy that are always adapting, you're never gonna be on MMA, you know, because MMA is just like that. You're always gonna be adapting in every fight. So I try to keep this in every situation. I never choose my partner trainees. I always train with everybody. It doesn't matter the weight. Of course, close to the fight, I'm not gonna fight, you know, training with someone that's gonna hurt me. But I always try to do spars with everybody. You know, I don't choose. I just I put myself in a problem situation and try to solve it. You know, I try to make better than my opponents. That's what I like to do. But I always watch my opponent's skills, and I know what he usually do, and after I know that, I just go there and do my stuff, you know.
In early December, UFC 245, Alex Volkanovski is going to challenge Max Holloway for the featherweight title. I know that that's your belt, but they're fighting for it. Do you
Yeah.
believe, who do you believe has the most advantages in the fight?
Yeah, Max Holloway for sure. He's such a good guy. He's really good. That's why he's the champion. And after I decided to move up to 145, I start watching all his videos, all his fights, and it's good because I get motivation from these guys, and I feel that he gonna win against Volkanovski, and yeah, for me he's the best right now, and I gonna keep my way until I get there. When I get there, I will be the champ.
Have you met Max? Have you stood next to him? Is he the same size as you?
Yeah, I met him when I was making weight for my first fight in UFC. So I was very skinny, but we have almost the same tall, and he was like bigger than me just because I was making weight. But we only took a picture, and that's it. That's how I know about him is about this day, and so yeah. Now I think I'm almost same side. Yeah,
Yeah,
size.
man. Well, away from MMA, I know you watch a lot of the film and fights and stuff,
Yeah.
but do you follow any other sports?
Soccer. Sometimes soccer. I watch soccer from Brazil, from some of Brazilian soccers, but not that much. To be honest, I don't like to watch too much TV or I don't like to be uh, using my cell phone like for too much time. So I try to always be focused on the real life. But I know that it's I have to be always studying and trying to uh, watch what's happening on UFC world, in MMA world, and but I'm not the kind of guy that spend a lot of time in cell phone or TV, or watching sports. I prefer to do a sport than to watch a sport, to learn how to play soccer than to watch soccer. Yeah.
When you were young, did you play a lot of soccer? Did you watch a lot of soccer when you were younger?
Yeah, I played a little bit. Just I was good. I was good. I was not bad, but after after I started fighting, I just was playing soccer to get a fight on the on the soccer game. So that was what I used it to do on Brazil. Yeah,
Then
that was
who are
crazy.
your top five favorite soccer players of all time?
Oh man, Ronaldo, the Fennel, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho Gaúcho, Cafu, Roberto Carlos, and all right, let's just okay, Adriano the Imperator.
All
Yeah,
right. All
for me
right.
they are the best. Like everybody talks about Pele. Of course, he was one of the best, but I never watched him, so I can talk about him. And maybe Romario. Romario.
No.
Romario was pretty good too, and yeah, maybe he's the number six.
Yeah, well, those are all great names, great
Yeah,
players. Now,
for sure.
you get your chance November 16th, UFC on
Exactly.
ESPN Plus 22. You go back to Brazil. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ricardo, for the time and
Thank
good luck
you,
on the
man.
fight, man, and we'll speak soon.
For sure. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.